I'll shut this off and come back. Welcome, guys. It is Friday night. I have had a huge week, but I'm here and I have some great information for you tonight. My name is Melissa Mitchell. If you are new here, I own a marketing agency and I specialize in organic marketing. If that is a term that is new to you, it means marketing with thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. It means marketing with non-paid strategies. So using non-paid methods and using every part of an algorithm that we can. Now, I am using streaming software to stream to you, so I may not see your comments, but I'm going to be talking about something really, really cool tonight. I'm going to be giving you some new content pillars. Well, they're not really new content pillars. They are a different way to look at your content and how you can share this with your audience that's really going to generate more sales for your business, more engagement, more conversions, and I think you're really going to like that. So before we get started, I am just going to share this to my Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, or, you know, if you're whatever platform you're watching this from, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, except, well, probably not on LinkedIn, but any other platform, you can click the link in my bio. I just don't have this link on LinkedIn, but every other platform, you can go to that. Otherwise, send me a message on LinkedIn and I can give you the link. I do have a Facebook group, which is Marketing Help for Small Business. And I do share a lot of free downloads and everything in there. But I'm just sharing that to my group. Okay, so if you do have any questions, drop them below. I am using software, so I may not see your questions out. Okay. So today I saw some really, had a massive drive and I listened to a really great training and just a different way to share some of your content that's going to help increase sales and conversions. So if you do have an online business or brand, etc. With organic marketing, with what I do and what I do in my agency and the work that I do with my clients, it can be really, really hard to track revenue through when you don't have a retail product. So, take a step back. When you're not doing paid ads, so it doesn't matter whether you've got a retail product or a physical product. If you're selling something, when you're not doing paid ads, it can be a really hard way to track revenue through organic because you're not, you don't have that pixel set up like you do for paid advertising where you can actually then track how many sales and conversions that you're getting from your posts. But the way that I'm going to explain some of your content, there's some key measurables that you can look at. So we've all, or you may not have, heard about Gremic. Hello. So good to have you back on. It is wonderful to have you back on. So what I'm talking about tonight, Gremic, is I'm talking about some content pillars, but in a little bit of a different way. So generally, look, we all know about content pillars. For those watching who don't know about content pillars, it's how we basically break up our content to share with our audience. The way that I'm going to explain it tonight, Gremic, is a slightly different way. And I'm going to explain each pillar in how you can measure it. Because obviously I work with organic marketing, that can be a little bit hard to track, track your KPIs or, like your measurables and see how well your organic marketing is doing. Thank you for the like there. I appreciate that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, a little bit different way to organize your content and break it down into three sort of distinguishable groups. So generally with my content, I like to break it up into what I'm going to go into here is a little bit more in depth. I've got some notes here, but generally what I like to look at is a block of educational content, what I call, lifestyle content, and what I call results, testimonials, etc. But this is a little bit going into it a little bit further. So if we think of content like a funnel, and you think of top of funnel, middle, and the bottom, and how we want to get our audience into that funnel and how we're going to convert them. And feel free to jump in there, Grammy, because you had some really great ideas the other night. And as you can see, this camera here, for those not on TikTok, I am streaming to TikTok. They're on a different camera. They can't see you guys there, so I'm just letting them know that I am streaming to another platform. Do ask some questions there. If I don't get to you during the live, I'll get to you afterwards. But yeah, one thing I always say with social media, and if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I always say, and it's true, that nobody goes to social media to buy. Nobody picks up their phone. People do buy from social media, so there is a difference, but nobody actually goes to social media to buy. So nobody picks up their phone and says, I'm going to say this Apple mouse is a phone. I'm going to pick up this phone. I'm going to go buy a pair of shoes or book in a weight loss program, or, I'm going to whatever that is. But people do convert. So how do we get people to convert? How are we going to get those people that are you're battling thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other accounts out there? How are we going to get people to stop the scroll from that device and stop on us and trust us? So there's a few different ways that we can do it. So at the top, and this should make up most of your content, around 60 to 70% of your content is your emotional, it is really educational value based, but it should be really packed with emotions. And this is really where your point of view should come into play. And this style of content right at the top of funnel there should generate the demand in your content and in your brand and in your business. So Gremix YouTube, it's where, yes, oh my gosh. So really good point. Gremic is saying on YouTube is where he goes to search how to do something. So that is a really good point. And when we're coming to copy and we're talking about copy and what you put into your text, the words how to are so important. So if you think about how people search for content, people search how to paint nails, how to cook a cake, how to grow carrots organically in my garden. People are searching these. So these SEO terms are really important in your copy. I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but hashtags are really obsolete, but things like SEO are important, which that is a long tail keyword. It's SEO, how to. So really think about that in your copy. So that top of funnel should be that value-based educational. It should be your brand's point of view, what you stand for, your voice, your authenticity, how you see things, the qualifying content. I've just got all my notes here, guys. Share solutions. So share solutions with your audience. You're not asking anything from your audience. You're not giving them a call to action. You're not telling them to click. You're simply building up that trust. You're giving your point of view. It's your voice and it's your authenticity here. So this is the top of funnel and it should make up most of your content. So how you can measure this is, again, if you're not, you're not running ads, I'm all talking from an organic based. So yes, that's right, Gremic. So this, yeah. So what Gremic is giving an example. This video that I'm making here is what we would call a top of funnel. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm talking about my niche. This is a perfect example, Gremic, of a top of funnel piece of content. I'm just giving my point of view. Really good example there, Gremic. I'm talking about what I know best. I'm giving my point of view. I'm sharing a solution with you. Perfect example there. So I'm generating a demand in my brand. I'm showing you what I do. So if you're in the lifestyle niche, you want to share what you do. If you're in cooking, you want to share what you do. It should be emotional. I get that that's probably hard to get your brain around because you're like, well, how can it be emotional? Like I'm talking about social media or you're talking about lifestyle, but you share your passion for it. That's an emotion. You can motivate people. That's an emotion. So how do we measure this? And I'm talking from an organic point of view. Your key performance indicators, your KPIs. Now, these are vanity metrics. Don't really get held up on these, like honestly. But if you want to measure them, this is in your shares, your follow, but more so your reach and your engagement. So, in your reach and your engagement. So, um, people will be silent. Not a lot of people may jump on and watch this live. Like I am multi streaming. I don't have a huge amount of people watching my TikTok live or watching on my other channels at the time. But then the replay, if I go back and I look at the reach in a couple of days, it may have gone up to 10,000, 20,000 on my other channels. Facebook is actually my biggest platform. The most amount of organic traffic I've had in there has been as much as 10 million organic reach and things like that a month. So that's your metrics. Do not worry about your followers. Don't always worry about your comments. So you can see there with the KPIs, I haven't mentioned comments or anything like that. This is what you want to measure that by. Okay, so your second part there is where you want to convert the demand. And this is where you can start so the first one is going to be, let's say, 60 to 70%. Let's say 70%. The second one, let's say 15%, where you're going to convert your demand. This is where you can ask for a sale. And this is going to be analytical, offer focused, a call to action or CTA. It's going to be clickable on a platform that is clickable. If it's on TikTok or Instagram, it's not clickable. You can ask them to visit your bio. Gremic is saying where you are streaming on a Friday night, so everyone is out and about. Yeah, 100%. Yep, correct. They're out and about, and you can get their attention. In your second, so your mid funnel, this is where you want to talk about your unique value proposition. So your UVP. What is different about you? What do you offer that others don't? So I'll give you an example. There was a while ago, there was a lady on Etsy that I was watching someone talk about her. They use this lady as an example. Thank you for the love there. And what was different? So when people were opening their own bath, thank you, Nathan. You're always sending me so much love. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're so kind. So what was different? They were doing a case study on her. Thank you, Nathan. You're so kind. It's my Malula bar friend. Thank you so much. So they were doing a case study on this lady, and she had an Etsy store. So she made bath bombs when bath bombs were really big and everyone was making bath bombs. Now, to get found on Etsy, she made a killing. She was making just off bath bombs, $8,000, $9,000 a month off these homemade bath bombs. But what was different? What was her unique value proposition? What was different about her bath bombs to everyone else's bath bombs? So, sorry, I've got hay fever and my eye's so itchy. What was different? So what she found was different about hers and why she sold so much is she decided to make vegan bath bombs. I don't know what's not vegan about a bath bomb, but anyway, she went and made vegan bath bombs. So she made, like I said, $8,000, $10,000 a month off Etsy just from selling vegan bath bombs. So you can imagine you've got a market saturated with bath bombs. She went that one step further and she found what was unique about her bath bombs so that she could stand out. So you've got to work out how can you stand out online. Like I do social media marketing. There are millions of social media marketers. What is different about me? I've got to work that out. What is different about me? How can I stand out online? What is different about you. Hey, Shannon. Funnels, email lists. I'm bloody great. Yeah, brilliant. You could nail the rest 100%. And it's about working where, Emily, girlfriend, I rang you today, but I know you probably weren't in the mood for talking. Mid funnel, what is different about me is the most simple difference you can make to stand out. Emily, there's so much different about you. You're amazing. I'm so glad you're on. I'm so glad to hear from you. We're going to chat, girlfriend. So 100%. So Shannon, going back to that, there's so many things. Yeah. Like there's so many things that I'm terrible at as well. Like I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm terrible at that. And work. Oh, girlfriend. I thought you may have still been in your poor bugger. I've been thinking about you. Yeah, so work out what's different. So going back to this lady, yeah, she sold, it's a difference between a bath bomb and then people looking for a vegan bath bomb. You know, it worked. So one of the things that I talk about in my marketing agency is, okay, there's a million marketers. What is different? And I've struggled with this for a long time. How am I going to stand out? What you see here on when I get on do my lives, it's a little bit different on LinkedIn, but on my other channels, you know, you just see marketers get on and they talk. But in my agencies, like I'm going through a rebrand at the moment, it's like I really need to stand out. Hey, Emily Rodriguez, thank you. Doesn't the email funnel people essentially? Yeah, great. Oh, you're talking to Shannon. Yes. I think you're right there, Gremic. Yeah, 100%. So, you know, like how am I going to stand out? And I really, really tried to nail this more is, you know, we value ourselves on, you know, we don't just post. Like we're an agency that really focuses on organic marketing. We don't just post on people's behalf. You know, a lot of agencies just do that. We give you the deliverable, you know, a lot of agencies will just give the deliverables in the contract. We're going to post 5 times a week for you and that's it. No, we don't. We look at every single post as how are we going to reach more people? How are we going to really connect with that audience, bring the soul of who that person is, because it is a chance to really, you know, each post should be like, I look at it as, thank you for the follow there, Emily. I appreciate you. Every post should be another connection and one step closer to your customer. So you really got to look at your unique value proposition. Okay, so how are we going to measure this with your KPIs? This is where, because you are asking for an outcome, you're asking for them to click, you're asking them to follow through, is of course we can generate leads from this even organically. So sales, you know, even though it's not a paid campaign, we should, if you've got a website, if you've got a landing page, if you've got a link in your bio with a shop or something connected to it, like, you know, Stand Store, Snipfeed, which is what I use, or something like that, you can track traffic through that, even though it's not paid. So you can look at your traffic, your clicks, your sales, and your leads. And the other thing that you could measure is saves of that post. That generally is a good indication as well. Gremic is saying, is there potential clients you turn down? Yes, it happened tonight, Gremic. Oh my gosh. Monica, hello. Welcome. Great to have you on, Monica. Yes, yeah, 100%. It does happen. I do turn people down. Yeah, and it happens often as well. And for good and bad, Gremic, like, do I turn people down? Like, one, they're not a good fit, like they got, you know, in a bad way, but also in a good way, like as in they're not a good fit because our services don't fit them. Like I know that I can't give them, like perhaps they're better for a paid service, or I just know that we're just not the right fit for them. So I'll refer them on. But I'm laughing. I had a lady tonight. I hope she's not watching. She said should only take you an hour or two a week. It should only take you an hour or two a week. You people charge a fortune. Not me personally, because she hadn't actually asked me the price yet. She said she reached out. She wanted a proposal, and she said, I reached out to her, and she said, and I already knew, like, even if she asked, I wasn't going to take her on. And she said, don't worry, I don't want anything. She asked me to get in contact with her. I contacted her, and she said, just, it was emails, whatever. And she said, No, I've changed my mind. People like you charge a fortune. It's ludicrous when it's just, I could do this in an hour. I said, okay, no problem. So then she came back and said, well, actually, what do you charge? Do you charge per hour? And I said, well, no, if it's social media management, it's not something you can do in an hour a week. So we charge per package. And she said, oh, okay, well, how much is it? I said, okay, well, what do you need done? She said, not a lot. I don't have a lot. I said, okay, well, what platforms? She said, well, I probably only need an hour or two a week. I said, okay, what have you got? 2 Facebook accounts, 2 LinkedIn accounts, 2 Instagram accounts, TikTok, Twitter. Ah, thank you, Emily. You are beautiful, Emily. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Emily. And I was like, right, in an hour a week. Okay, no. And I said, look, and I was kind and polite. And I said, look, no. I said, look, straight up, I can tell you, you're not going to do that. And yeah, everything, Gremic, everything. Yeah, for that. Yeah. Yeah, 100% Gremic. Yeah, 100%. And then I said, look, straight up, I can tell you that is not an hour a week. She said, well, we can do the content. So then she said, hospitality means, hey, Jam Bucket, how are you? And then she said, well, we can do the content. And I said, okay, well, then why aren't you posting it? She said, well, we can't. The girl that does it works full time. She doesn't have time. And I said, well, exactly my point. So it just depends, Shannon. So what range do my packages sit in? Look, it depends. It really depends on the company. It can start from something from Instagram to Facebook, could be 2.5K. It depends on the company to, I don't know. It depends on what people need, something around 2.5K, depending, or lead gen, something, could lead gen alone could just be 2.5K, or could be 3K, could be 5K. It depends on what people need and what the outcome that they need. So, okay. So, so Grimmick's asking, do I get subcontracted from larger companies? No, but possibly someone, I've been talking to someone, but I don't know if I'll be doing that, but yeah. So 5 men, different things. Yeah, so true, Jam Bucket, so true. So the third one, to get onto the third, Trish, hello. So welcome. So happy to have you on. So we'll get to the third one. So that was the second one. So the third one there is, so we've gone through the second one, convert demand. This is where you can ask for the sale. The third one there, this is where what I sort of call the would be sort of your result. Well, more to do with your brand, I guess, your brand persona. This is where you want to show a little bit. This is your bottom of your funnel, your brand persona, your mission values, your behind the scene. Yeah, that's right, Jam Bucket. I know. Your credibility, your vision. This is also where you nurture your loyal long-term customers as well. This is where you retain your customers. This is where you those customers that you already know, like you've already gathered them from that top of funnel, you're generating demand, your customers are getting to know you, but your bottom of your funnel, you're maintaining your brand persona, your mission values, showing your team, yourself, if it's just more of yourself. As in, I know you are in the top of funnel, but the bottom of the funnel, it's a bit more personal, yeah, if that makes sense. So whereas the top, you're really sharing solutions and giving them the educational value. The bottom is where you're really getting to the heart of who you are. Yeah. John, hello. Welcome. Ecom Gorilla, hello. John, so good to have you. We'll see, Ecom. We'll see. So that bottom funnel, that's where you're really nurturing those customers that have been around. So again, there's a lot of emotion in that as well. So how you're going to measure this? This is more where you're going to up your average order value. So because you've already got those customers there, you're going to nurture them further. You're going to extend your customer order value because you've already got their trust. You've already got their trust. You just want to maintain that. You want to increase it. And because it's easier once you've got that customer there to retain them than to go out and have to find more customers. Yeah. So these are your KPIs. You want to, up your order value. You're looking for comments now. Usually, I don't worry about that so much, but your bottom of funnel stuff should bring in those comments. And also, your KPIs are more your customer lifetime value. So it's customer order value, but also longevity of their spending as well. So your repeat business too. So they're coming back and they're buying again as well. So these are the things that you're looking there. So to wrap that up, you've got your top of funnel where you're generating the demand. You're talking about your educational, value-based. You're talking from point of view, qualifying, share solutions. You're not asking for anything. You're building the trust. This is where you're attracting subscription model. Yeah, 100%. Touch points. So Gremik's asking about touch points. Yeah, online. So touch points, for those who don't know, in marketing, your consumer needs to have a certain amount of touch points before they feel safe. I don't want to say safe, but like before they trust you enough to do a conversion, a sale with you. It can be as high as 60 online, Gremik. Online, it can be, they say, anywhere between 30 to 60 online. So it can be really, familiar with you. Yes, familiar. Yes, 60. It can be as high as 60 online. 30 to 60 online is not unusual. In real life, if you've got a bricks and mortar business, it can be a lot less. 15, even less in real life. Online, it can be up to 60. You've got to work a lot harder online. You have to understand that. This is why you need to stand out online. Do you need social media for a business? Hell yes, you do. Ecom, I don't want to interrupt, but it'll be honestly. No, I'm not gonna cut my hair off. No. But thank you anyway, Ecom. Hospitality Memes saying he wrote about this in 2018. In sales, it takes 5 to 8 interactions before someone takes action. 100%, yeah. And then online, of course, Jamie, like, as you know, it's so much higher. Yeah. So I like to the way that I describe social media is it's like New York. It does not sleep. So you show up or you don't, or you get left behind. That's unfortunately just the way that it is. If you have a business, 100% you should be on it. So I spoke to another potential client the other day. She was beautiful. Hopefully we get her on. And she has built a really incredible clothing boutique. She's got beautiful shoes that in Melbourne that a lot of celebrities buy. So it's a really niche boutique. And then during COVID, she was forced to go online a lot, but then she saw the potential of going online. But she said because she had so much, like, they make a lot of their shoes and clothing. And then, a lot of celebrities, she never meant for celebrities to buy that, but because, some celebrities have bought it, it's really bolstered her following and she really hadn't had to do a lot. But then what happened during COVID, she actually realized, my gosh, without a follow, she had a following, but she didn't have an online store. So then what happened is because COVID was there, no celebrities were coming in and she couldn't leverage anything online. So she realized the power of when that's taken away, you couldn't do anything. So having, thanks, Ecom. No, you're not convincing me. No, but thank you. So you need to be across it, and I was talking to a client about it the other day. We've been marketing for them for a year, and it was they're like it's hard for brands, particularly without a retail store, because I work with service-based businesses, and it's really hard for them to say, like, because they're not clicking through to a website where they're clicking on those sales and we say, oh, sales. There's one brand that is a retail company, but the rest are all service-based. John, I love you, John. Thank you. Look at me, is it? Thank you. And thank you, John. There's one retail brand we can say, okay, it's spiked by 30% or whatever, but when it's not, it's really difficult for a brand to say with the organic that it's, no one's clicking through. But being able to sit down and say, okay, over the year, 2 or 3 million people have seen your brand organically. Like, that's the beauty of it. Like, and then those touch points when people want to make a conversion, if you position yourself as an authority online, when they do go to make a conversion, you're on their mind. So again, just to wrap this up, we talked about that top of funnel. You generate the demand. This is where you're going to bring in new customers as well. You're going to give the educational value, your point of view, qualifying, share solutions, not asking for anything at this point. Your second, your mid funnel. So your top is about 70%. Your second is about 15%, roughly, give or take. The top, and, can move this around, is your offer focus, where you're going to convert that demand. Now you're going to ask for something. You're going to offer focus, a click-through rate, a click call to action, clickable. Now, obviously on TikTok and Instagram, it's not clickable, but you're going to direct call to actions, direct them to your bio. Unique value proposition. What is different about you? Now, call to action, clickable. It doesn't have to be a sale. It can be a lead magnet, download my top tips, etc., as long as you get them onto something. 3, your last piece is your, what I call, your brand persona, your mission values, show behind the scenes, show your team, give people a snippet into your life. If you follow these, then you're going to be covered. So that is all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up on LinkedIn, Facebook page, Facebook group, and my profile, my business page. I'm going to come back to TikTok, so don't go away, TikTok. I'll answer some questions for you on there. Thank you so much to LinkedIn, Facebook, my 3 Facebook thingies that I'm streaming to. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like, and this will be going on YouTube as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow. And of course, if you haven't already, head to my bio on any of the channels that I'm on, and you'll get my free bio optimization guide. And soon, I am working on which is going to be coming out very soon, a faceless content marketing bundle that you'll be able to grab, and I'll be uploading that soon as well. And of course, later this year, in the next couple of months, I'm going to be launching workshops. They are going to be face-to-face to start with, so that will be here in Melbourne, but eventually interstate and eventually online, where they will be 2 days. And I'm probably going to be running some in Bali as well, I reckon, just for fun. Where I will be teaching people 2 days of how to run your own marketing if you're not at the stage where you can have someone managing your marketing for you. So make sure you keep an eye out for that as well. Okay. If I've missed your questions, I apologize. I'm using StreamYard, so I don't always see the questions, but I will go back afterwards and answer them. So thank you for joining. TikTok, you hang around because I'm coming back to you. Thank you, Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. I'll check in with you guys later. See you guys. Bye. Okay.